Do some commander games move too slow? Do you have a need for speed? We've got Ardoz, Cobbler of War. Ardoz, Cobbler of War is 1 in a red for a legendary goblin. It's got haste, and whenever Ardoz or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, that creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn, and then you can pay 3 in a red to create a 1/1 red goblin with haste. So this deck needs to get hasty. Let's get in there for some damage. So we need to give our whole board haste. That's where cards like Fervor come into play. Fervor is a simple enchantment that gives all your creatures haste. So as soon as you throw down that bomb, it's attacking, getting in for that extra 2 points of damage with Ardoz. We've also got Need for Speed. This one's a little risky. For 1 mana, you get an enchantment where you can sacrifice lands to give a creature haste. So you can just blow up all your lands, swing in for a massive hit. What kind of deck would this be without Phyrexian? Since we've got Ardoz, he's going to give everybody haste, and he also makes opponents' creatures enter the battlefield tapped, so that way you can definitely get in for that damage. We've also got an oldie but a goodie in this deck. We have Anger. As long as Anger is in your graveyard and we have a mountain, everybody's going to have haste, so get ready to swing in. Then I have one of my pet cards in here, Dragon Breath. It's going to give a creature haste and fire breathing. However, when you play a big 6 CMC creature, this is going to come back from the yard to enchant it. Since Ardoz does a pump effect and we've already got our haste sorted out, we need tokens. A lot of bodies entering at once. We are going to throw a Loyal Apprentice into this deck. This Human Artificer already has haste, and at the beginning of your combat, if you have your commander, create a 1/1 Thopter with haste. If you want to one-shot your opponents out of nowhere, pick up this card from Judgment, Firecat Blitz. It's going to let you put a bunch of 1/1 cats into play, and you can flash it back for one massive swing. We also have Tillinali Summoner. This Human Shaman, when it attacks, you can create a ton of 1/1 red elemental creature tokens, and that way you can get in for another massive hit. I also like Scampering Scorcher. This elemental is going to enter with 2 more bodies and give them all haste, so you can get in for 9 damage for 4 mana. Let's get some demigods in on the action. That's why we have Anax, Hardened in the Forge. What Anax does is whenever another non-token creature dies, you get to create a 1/1 red Satyr creature. If the power is 4 greater, you make 2 of them instead. Guess what? The token train isn't over. We need to put goblins in here. Did you think I forgot about them? I'm not that inept. Alright, let's put 3 freaky Khans of Tarkir goblins in with Hordalian Outburst. 3 bodies. If they have haste from Fervor, 9 damage. Let's get it. We've also got the new Squee from Dominaria United. He's already got haste, and when he attacks, you create a 1/1 red goblin that's attacking, so big damage out of nowhere. Gobbo time. We've got another oldie but a goodie, Siege Gang Commander. This goblin's going to enter with 4 bodies in total, including him, and it's a nice sacrifice outlet for your goblins as well. What goblin deck would be complete without Krinko? We've got 2 in this deck. 10 Street Kingpin is going to get counters when it attacks and make goblins equal to Krinko's power. We also need the Mob Boss in this deck. When you tap Krinko Mob Boss, he's going to create X11 red goblin creature tokens equal to the number of goblins we control. So he's going to make a ton out of nowhere. Hold up! Please like and subscribe. We need some payoffs in this deck from our massive token generation. So first up, we've got Impact Tremors. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, Impact Tremors deals 1 to each opponent. And we're going to make a lot of tokens out of nowhere, so that's a ton of incidental damage. Witty Roastmaster fulfills a similar role to Impact Tremors. Whenever another creature ETBs, it's going to deal 1 damage to each opponent. Just Impact Tremors on a body. We are making a ton of 1 toughness creatures with this deck, so Skull Clamp is a great value piece. So we'll be able to draw a ton of cards once we're done attacking with those little guys. Sick! Goblin Bombardment also has a role. We can sack all those little guys after we get in for an attack to finish off our opponents and get that win. We needed some more Greek-inspired influences. That's why we've got Porphyros, God of the Forge. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, it's going to deal 2 damage to each opponent, so a lot more damage than those little ones. Every commander deck needs some bombs, some big splashy plays to win the game. So we've got Torbrand, Thane of Red Fell. It's going to increase that red damage from all of our red sources to really knock out our opponents. Then we have Blood Moon. It's a little stacksy, but we're going to be playing a mono red deck, so we're going to have a ton of mountains. Might as well lock our opponents out from actually playing anything. Embermole Hellion is a weaker version of Torbrand, but stacking them together, that's really going to pile up the punishment. The true all-star of this deck is Ogre Battle Driver. It's going to give any creature that enters the battlefield haste and +2/+0. Combining with Ardoz, they're going to get +4 to their power. Another big splashy play is Descent of Dragons. It's going to let us destroy all of our little guys after they've attacked and put a ton of 4/4 dragons into play so we can close out the game on our next turn. Thanks for watching. We need to arrive with haste with Ardoz.